Coming up in the news, officials of Manchester Holdings provide an update on plans submitted to the government for the Grand Bahama International Airport. And the funeral director welcomes the proposed funeral services industry bill mentioned in the Governor General's speech from the throne. Plus, officer in charge of the Northern Bahamas delivers a comprehensive overview of policing matters. Those stories, sports, and more in the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news tonight, the government's commitment to a new international airport is taking shape. It's a promise made to the people of Grand Bahama, and tonight we dive deeper into this major development. Back in February, the government unveiled ambitious plans for a state-of-the-art airport, and it's set to become a reality with the partnership of the Manchester Airport Group. Our Jolanda Thompson-Everest spoke with the director and shares more in this report.
Director of Manchester Airports Group, Andy Taylor, says that he and the airport company want to accelerate the Grand Bahama International Airport. Taylor Smith explains that they are working closely with the government and they want to get the airport up and running, bringing more tourists and investors to Grand Bahama.
We've got the plans that we've submitted and with the designs, etc., etc. So these are the bits and pieces that we want to discuss and make sure that it's a right solution for the people of Grand Bahama and for the people and for the government.
Taylor Smith expressing that those plans were submitted to the government around June, and those particular plans will be discussed Thursday morning in a meeting with the relevant authorities.
It includes a new terminal, it includes the cargo hubs, it includes all of the areas around there, improvements to the runway. So I know that there's certainly a lot that we can do to increase the traffic, but enable some of the other carriers that Manchester Airport Group have to encourage them to come here.
Now, the UK airport director noting that Grand Bahamians can rest assured that he is here to work. He adds that he's not a politician, but simply a developer and wants to get the job done.
So I operate airports. So I can assure you that I want to come here and operate an airport, and I'm here to do so. The configuration we've provided are modular. So basically, we can get the first part open by then and then a second part. So there's definitely a structure there that can get all that done.
Taylor Smith concludes that he believes there have been some misunderstanding regarding some discussions with the government, and he hopes to get the matter resolved in their upcoming meeting. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest.
Thanks, Jolanda. Switching gears now, during the Governor General's speech from the throne, Her Excellency Cynthia Mother Pratt outlined key legislative priorities for the government. Among them is the introduction of a funeral industry service bill. This proposed legislation aims to establish a much-needed regulatory framework for the funeral home industry. It is welcomed news, according to CEO of Evergreen Mortuary, who say they have long advocated for such measures.
I was so ecstatic to hear in this speech from the throne that finally the funeral industry will have some regulations implemented.
In 1927, the funeral home industry took root in the Bahamas with the establishment of Demerit Funeral Home. Since its inception, the industry has operated without any regulatory framework. CEO of Evergreen Mortuary, Denali Mackey, emphasizes that professionals within the sector have persistently advocated for regulations over the years, and the proposed funeral services industry bill is warmly welcomed.
It's been too long of a time that we've been agitating to successive governments the urgency for regulations in this industry. For too long, we've had persons working in this industry who aren't licensed. There are persons working in this industry who don't understand the science of embalming, waste management, or even how to care for grieving families.
She believes the introduction of regulations will mark the end of unqualified individuals operating within the funeral sector without the necessary certifications, training, and licenses.
Just the other day in Grand Bahama, we heard of a story where human remains was found thrown in bushes by an unlicensed funeral director who collected the family's monies and rendered such a deceptive and unscrupulous service to them, all right? And by disposing their loved ones, the corpse, in bushes. This is totally unacceptable.
Mackey says she looks forward to the day that only qualified and accredited professionals are entrusted with the sensitive responsibilities associated with the funeral home industry.
We need law and order. And I think it will also bring a better career opportunity for persons who are interested in the field and so, to give them a better career opportunity. So I say hats off to this administration for putting the funeral industry on their agenda. And we are certainly looking forward to being a part of the discussion on the way forward.
Well, as by-election looms, some political parties in the country are giving more insight on the selection of candidates process. Tonight, our Aja Kwant joins us live in studio with the latest on that report. Aja?
As you're aware, while the Progressive Liberal Party maintains its stance on not announcing a new candidate until the late minister, the Honorable Obi Wolshcombe, is laid to rest. Tonight, we're getting more information in terms of what that selection process looks like. Chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party and Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, releasing a statement addressing reports of a candidate selection process by the PLP, stating that no sanctioned primary or selection process has taken place. In the statement, Mitchell reveals that the chairman of the candidates committee, who is the party leader, has indicated and authorized them to announce that the selection choices will be made from the existing stock of aspirants from the 2021 general election, and that no former House of Assembly members are a part of that pool. Among the pool of aspirants are noted attorneys Paco Deal and Kingsley Smith. The statement further states that the PLP Candidates Committee is to be convened shortly and the National General Council shortly thereafter to make its determination. As for the Coalition of Independents, leader Lincoln Bain confirms that they have selected a candidate to represent their party.
Our executives and council have met in New Providence and also have met in Grand Bahama, and they have decided on one out of three candidates that were eligible. And I can tell you at this point that we are ready to go. We will not announce the candidate yet. We're going to announce it at the appropriate time. We don't want to offend persons to think that we're already campaigning, but we are going to announce our candidate in short order.
There is also an independent candidate throwing her hat in the ring, Terneil Burrows, who says she is ready to take the seat.
I'm going to be running in the by-election for the West End and Bimini seat. And this is going to be different because I know y'all used to the by-election. This is going to be a by-election and then also anyway. So this is my bid for you to elect the real deal Terneil to represent you in the House of Assembly.
Now, we also reached out to opposition leader, the Honorable Michael Pintard, who declined to speak on the Free National Movement's selection process, as he says they are not giving any interviews related to the by-election at this time. Well, Rumiko, it seems like some of the selection processes are indeed underway, and of course, we'll be keeping a very close eye on how this all unfolds. Reporting live in studio for the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Aja Kwant. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks so much, Aja. Looks like it's going to be an interesting few weeks. Well, the officer in charge of the Northern Bahamas delivering an address at the Progressive Liberal Party's men's branch meeting held at their headquarters, speaking to a diverse array of matters concerning the police force throughout Grand Bahama, while also giving discourse on matters crucial to the community's safety and security. Here's that report.
Grand Bahama, I can tell you, is quiet.
In a recent update on the state of crime in Grand Bahama, Assistant Commissioner of Police B.K. Bonamy shared both encouraging and concerning trends. According to ACP Bonamy, the island has witnessed an overall decrease in crime. However, a sobering revelation emerged as he disclosed a noticeable rise in sexual offenses across the country.
We ask members of the public, we ask that be our eyes and ears. You know, they say if you see something, say something.
Adding another layer of concern, Bonamy revealed that gang activity is a growing issue that demands attention.
There's a small minute of persons over here who are trying to form a gang. And I see from time to time when they meet in clubs, they seem to fight. So what we did, or what I did, implemented a strategy, and you'll see after dark, every patrol car is supposed to patrol with its light on. That's for a reason. It's to let the public know that the police are out there.
While focusing on crime statistics, he expanded the scope to include traffic fatalities.
Our latest one, fella got knocked down in 8 Mile Rock, or he was rolled over. We have one outstanding fella walking late in the morning, the car knocked him down and didn't stop. I've had meetings with those family members just to ensure them that the police is there and we continue to work and press forward.
And in a move to enhance the monitoring of individuals out on bail, ACP Bonamy has issued a directive to ensure a police presence before the opening of airports in the northern Bahamas. He shares the significance of this precautionary measure and elaborated on the rationale behind it.
I've seen persons cut off their ankle monitor bracelets and come to GB, hiding, being off the grid for 40 days. So we have to monitor that.
In other news from police on Grand Bahama are busy searching for 55-year-old Romaine Addison Smith of number 8 Franham Drive. Smith stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighs 175 pounds, medium build, dark brown complexion, and dark brown eyes with a low haircut. Anyone spotting him are asked to dial police emergency at 911 National Crime Prevention Office at 302-8430 or 1 Crime Stoppers at 352-1919. 350-3106 or 9. Family Islanders can contact 242-300-8476. Well, a young and talented Bahamian artist is using his voice to give back to those in need. We'll tell you all about it, including the latest in sports. When the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition returns.
For it, you've got it. A new plant nursery fully loaded with everything you need and extended hours. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
National Heroes Day is just around the corner, and the Grand Bahama Tiles is celebrating our heroes with a 20% off store-wide sale. They are now fully stocked with wall and floor tiles for your home and commercial spaces. So come in and start your fall renovations now. Sale starts Friday, October 6th through Saturday, October 7th. Call them at 352-7920. Some restrictions apply.
It's Freedom International Ministries Apostolic Conference 2023, Saturday, October 7th at 9 a.m. Come hear what God is doing around the world in Asia, Kenya, Cuba, and Uganda. The Seventh-day Adventist Church presents the Pathfinder and Community Services Expo 2023, Sunday, October 8th from 12:30 p.m. at Independence Park. Join in action and be a part of this vibrant community celebration.
Come and see the cabinets and countertops in stock now at Specialty Kitchen and Bath, number 16 Oak Street. Phone them at 688-9661.
Don't miss the 25% end-of-season sale at Park & Shop this September 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th, excluding underwear and red tag items. It's Freedom International Ministries Eureka Concert 2023. Friday, October 6th at 7 p.m. Come and be blessed by anointed singers and choirs.
National Heroes Day is just around the corner, and the Grand Bahama Tiles is celebrating our heroes with a 20% off store-wide sale. They are now fully stocked with wall and floor tiles for your home and commercial spaces. So come in and start your fall renovations now. Sale starts Friday, October 6th through Saturday, October 7th. Call them at 352-7920. Some restrictions apply.
The Abaco Seventh-day Adventist District will be hosting its first Love in Action 2023 Expo on Monday, October 9th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on the Murphytown Bar. Enjoy family fun with lots of food, desserts, games, and drills by our youth on Monday, October 9th.
Grand Bahama. Edgy Management Bahamas and Patron Music presents When Praises Go Up. Sunday, October 8th at 7 p.m. All happening at Jubilee Cathedral on Cathedral Boulevard. With performances by Pastor Simeon Ouden, John A. Gibson, E-Man, Gabrielle Stiles, The Hatch Praise Team, Davian Chase, DeAndrea Smith, Colin Christopher, Glory Seekers, IMC, Brandy B, Sean Ashley Thompson, and many more. Tickets are $20 in advance and $30 at the door. This is one experience you don't want to miss. When Praises Go Up, Sunday, October 8th at 7 p.m., all happening at Jubilee Cathedral. You don't want to miss it.
So at Island Care Pharmacy, we're a patient care pharmacy, which means we first offer pharmaceutical prescription items. We refill your medication. We also provide NIB drug plan. We have a treatment room. We specifically cater to diabetic needs, birth control shots. You can come and get that here. Any outpatient services that may be needed. Small wound care. We have wheelchairs, crutches, walkers. Also, if you need something for casting, wristbands. So we have the spirometers. We have humidifiers and oximeters. We have your Lancet devices, your needles. We have your test strips. We have over-the-counter items such as your deodorants, your feminine items, general store items, just for the convenience of shopping. And Island Care hours of operation is Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. The phone number is 602-0932. Island Care Pharmacy is located in the Explorers Way Plaza, located directly opposite Scotiabank and the post office.
Covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. It's his way of giving back to the community. Musical artist and entertainer Sherrod Taylor is using his talents to help those in need by hosting a virtual concert on Facebook to generate funds for persons throughout the country. Our Aja Quant has more in this report.
Young musician with a big heart, 31-year-old Sherrod Taylor is providing much-needed support to his community through his virtual concerts. Over the last few weeks, Taylor has hosted these virtual concerts for those who needed medical assistance or funding for school. What makes this move so special is that it's not just for family and friends, but for strangers as well. He calls it Virtual Concert for a Cause.
I know that I personally don't have so much funds where I could help everyone. However, God gave me a gift, which is my voice. And so I decided, okay, let me use my voice to try and raise money for these people that are in need.
Taylor hosts these concerts directly from his Facebook page, and he tells us that the funds collected are directly sent to the person in need. Are the concerts effective, though? Well, the musician says they are, but his goal is to inspire more people to donate and support those facing challenging times.
The money goes directly to the person's GoFundMe or the person's bank account, so I wouldn't see it myself. It would just be off what they tell me. Oh, well, I've seen some people started to donate and stuff like that.
He says he has been receiving incredible feedback from the community.
I'm not doing it for praise, so let's clear that. I'm doing it to help people, but of course you always get feedback. And so the feedback so far from the community is, okay, this is something good, this is something that can catch on.
Sherrod's hope for the future is to expand his concerts on a wider scale to include various musical talents from the Bahamas. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Aja Quant.
In other news, Character Day will be celebrated on October 18th with activities across the Bahamas. This year's theme is the power of love, where a number of students throughout the Northern Bahamas will have the opportunity to showcase their talents. Family Island representative for Grand Bahama, Bimini, the Berry Islands, and the Keys, Mistress Kaylisa Sands Kemp, tells of the importance of Character Day.
What Character Day is all about is just encouraging the community as well as our students to celebrate positive character traits. And these character traits also contribute to their personal growth, and it also contributes to building a thriving community. And, you know, we're still going through the after effects of Dorian. So having a grand celebration as such is also building empathy among our students, is also building resilience among our students.
Now, with Character Day, there will be a poem and a song competition where students from all schools are invited to compose a song or poem where they will be eligible for prizes for the top finishers. Submission deadline will be October 27th, and judging will take place October 30th and 31st.
We have schools who will be doing special assemblies. We have schools who will be giving back to their local community. We also have students, some schools who would be showering their staff with self-care. We also have students and some schools who would also celebrate Character Day in a form of a music festival. There are many diverse activities that the community can be a part of. There are many diverse activities that the community can enjoy.
Well, with the new school academic year underway, Sunland Baptist Academy held its Excellence Award ceremony on the campus of the school, where students were recognized for their hard work in and out of the classroom, dating back from last year. Principal of the school, Miss Davonna Knowles, says the Excellence Awards is designed to uplift students on their academic achievements while inspiring students who weren't recognized to work even harder so that they too may be highlighted for their work.
We like to start the school year in this way so that it gives them something to look forward to for next school year. We think it's important. You know, we see a lot of negativity out there with our young people, and it's important to celebrate the great things that they are doing. Our students who would have received honor roll status for both semesters, they are receiving their honor roll pins today. And then those students who would have done excellent in various subject matters. You may not have made it on the honor roll, but you're an excellent physics student or chemistry student, mathematics student, technical drawing student. And so we think that it's important to recognize that as well. So they would receive certificates for the subjects that they did really well in.
While the majority of the awards went to high-achieving students, the athletic department also recognized some of the athletes that represented the Bahamas as junior national team athletes, in addition to the senior boys basketball team earning their championship rings. Senior Master Marco Cooper.
Got the opportunity to recognize our student athletes who would have done so well last year. We want to keep them motivated. They have represented the school so well. And, you know, this is just a way of us showing them how much we appreciate them for what they have done and what they're going to continue to do moving forward.
Your Sports Check is up next.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Shane Stubbs, and welcome to yet another sports update. High school volleyball is continuing to heat up on the island, but first, a sporting legend paying homage to the late Honorable Obie Wilshcombe. James Goon Coleman reflects on the life of his friend, the late Honorable Obie Wilshcombe, who made major contributions to the West Grand Bahama community and sports scene.
West End have a multitude of champions and great ball players. I've named a couple who all have their contribution or their start from a guy like Obie Wilshcombe. Summer League was always contributed by Obie Wilshcombe. We could always get T-shirts and his involvement just in presenting trophies and stuff. Obie might not have been known for everything he did, but he did a hell of a lot. He was a friend. I always admired him. I always thought he was just excellent at being able to help.
Next in sports, Oriole Knowles Rosina Nesbitt High School volleyball action continuing at the St. George's Gymnasium. In junior boys action, the Sunland Stingers defeated the Tabernacle Falcons in 3 sets. They dropped the first set to the Falcons 15-17 before taking sets 2 and 3, 17-8 and 15-3. The 8 Murrock Blue Jays quieted the BMES Warriors in 2 sets, 17-8 and 17-11. In senior boys play, the Stingers defeated the Murray Star Crusaders in 3 sets. The scores in that one, 16-21, 21-19, and 15-7. And the St. George's Jaguars got past the BMES Warriors in 3 sets, 21-13, 20-22, and 15-12. Lastly, over at the YMCA in junior boys play, the LIS Buccaneers bested the Sister Mary Panthers in 2 sets, 17-13 and 17-15. And the St. Paul Saints only needed 2 sets to defeat the Jack Haywood Junior Stars, 17-12 and 17-9. And that'll do it for sports this evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Shane Stubbs, and as always, be safe and be great.
New this month at Island Bedding and Furniture. 5- and 7-piece dining room sets. Gorgeous natural wood dining tables and bench sets in mango, acacia, or shisham wood. And your pick of additional chairs. All new living room pieces, including sectional, TV stands, accent tables, and more. For the bedroom, we're all about platforms, unbelievable prices, and no box spring required. Come on down to Island Bedding and feast your eyes on prices you have to see to believe.
National Heroes Day is just around the corner, and the Grand Bahama Tiles is celebrating our heroes with a 20% off store-wide sale. They are now fully stocked with wall and floor tiles for your home and commercial spaces. So come in and start your fall renovations now. Sale starts Friday, October 6th through Saturday, October 7th. Call them at 352-7920. Some restrictions apply.
Sometimes you want pizza vibes without the whole dang pie. Now, there's a new way to get the bold flavors of pizza whenever and wherever you want. You just got to try Pizza Hut's new melt in buffalo chicken, meat lovers, pepperoni lovers, and chicken bacon wrap for just $6.99 with that. Pizza Hut's new melts are cheesy, crispy, and loaded. Call us at 352-9191 to satisfy your pizza vibe cravings.
Freedom International Ministries proudly presents Apostolic Convention 2023. Friday, October 6th, the Eureka Concert at 7 p.m. Saturday, October 7th, the Apostolic Convention at 9 a.m. And Sunday, October 8th, Apostolic Conference at 10 a.m. Don't miss the 20% store-wide tenant warehouse sale at Grand Bahama Industrial Supplies and Gases on Queens Highway. This October 6th and 7th, save 25 to 30% on housewares.
Fluid Factory presents Rick Ross live in concert Saturday, December 23rd at Gombe Park, Freeport. Early bird tickets, general $35, VIP $50, and platinum $85. Fluid Factory Skybox $150. See you there.
Doctors Hospital is reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations in Freeport and 8 Mile Rock, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Shane Russell, you are our Facebook friend of the day, and we say happy birthday to you. We hope you enjoyed, and we say thank you for always watching. Also, a happy birthday goes out to Rufus Allen. Hope you enjoyed your day. And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire news team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
the Bahamas tonight, the national report, Moody's gives economic feedback. Cannabis talks in the region to begin. Government open to talks over boat taxes. And in sports, private school softball showdown. The Bahamas tonight, the national report starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks so much for tuning in. The Organization for Responsible Governance is applauding the government's legislative agenda laid out in yesterday's speech from the throne as a good place to start. ORG's Assistant Director Stefan Evans says areas like national development, environmental protection, and other proposed legislation that increase public participation are crucial to strengthening our democracy.
The speech yesterday was a great visioning exercise, and it provides a good platform for every Bahamian to engage themselves deeper. There will always be things that we look ahead to, but it's definitely a great starting point for us to understand the need to be engaged in processes so we can put forward, in addition to what was presented, what we need to see a brighter future.
ORG has long been advocating for a Freedom of Information bill and has lamented that without it, the public remains uninformed on issues directly impacting them. Further, it believes that a lack of access to information is harmful. That's why Evans says Wednesday's speech, while positive, has a lot further to go.
The areas where we would like to see further strengthening would be the conversations around things like freedom of information, the Office of the Ombudsman, because those provide the opportunities that the citizens need to get the relevant information to actually engage effectively with some of the other items on the legislative agenda.
Not one, but now two reputable credit rating agencies have given the country encouraging feedback on the way the economy is headed after the COVID-19 pandemic. Backing up what Standard & Poor's has said, New York-based Moody's recently issued a report sealing the Bahamas' stable credit rating, acknowledgement of its improved fiscal position, lower deficit, and lower amounts of borrowing. Still, Moody's did point to some challenges, which Economic Affairs Minister Senator Michael Halkitis acknowledges.
As you would recall, this year we are only slated to borrow $45 million in new borrowings in this budget, so lower borrowings, strong external reserves. So those three things taken together, strong economic growth, improved fiscal position, strong reserves are very, very positive signs, and we have done this in an environment of no new taxes on Bahamians. There's a lot of work still left to be done. But overall, we are optimistic, but cautiously optimistic, because as you know, we have 2 months left in the hurricane season. We don't know the direction of the conflict in Ukraine, and now we have some political developments in the U.S. that might affect their economy and geopolitics as well. But I think the bottom line we take from those two reports is we are on the right track, but we just need to remain vigilant as we move forward throughout this year.
The Economic Affairs Minister says he's open to meeting with mariners concerned about the boating taxes levied by the government on industry stakeholders. His comments came following concerns by some boating operators who are reportedly complaining that their businesses are being negatively impacted. Minister Halkitis maintained, however, that the government seeks to simply protect the environment.
Our view is that it was not unreasonable. Our view is that our marine environment is, one of the most precious resources that we have, and to the extent that people are using it to generate income for themselves, and given the fact that we have to expend resources to protect it, we think there needs to be a just, payment for using our resources. We don't think. When we looked at some of the other jurisdictions and they were benchmarking the fees that are paid around the world, we don't think it's unreasonable. Primarily, again, given the fact that, this is our, most precious resource, and so, we have to ensure that we have resources to protect it as well, and we get those resources from the people who use it.
High-level stakeholders from around the region will meet for a special session of the upcoming Caribbean Week of Agriculture to share their experience in medical cannabis. Now, according to Agriculture Minister, the Honorable Jomo Campbell, it's expected that representatives from Belize, Jamaica, and St. Lucia will speak.
And we are encouraging anyone who has an interest in growing medicinal cannabis to join us either in person or virtually for this event. For information on this event session, please feel free to follow the ministry's Facebook page, or you can visit the website at cannabisbahamas.gov.bs to stay informed about the government's policy on medicinal cannabis. The government this time is still welcoming any feedback via this website.
Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, Senator the Honorable Ryan Pinder, has given a year's end deadline to bring the thorny cannabis bill to Parliament. This following a series of consultation town meetings.
You know, we see far too often that we pass laws and then we have to come back and amend and re-amend. So that is why it's important for us, and that's why the Caribbean Week of Agriculture is important in this session in particular, because we wanted to get it as right as possible. We know perfection is sometimes a far-fetched idea and hope springs eternal, but we want to get it as right as possible before we bring it to the Bahamian people to Parliament.
The government has issued several notices of eviction and pending demolition exercises for residents of several unregulated communities here in New Providence. These shantytown residents could soon find themselves displaced, although the government has said it will assist with finding these residents temporary housing. Today, Bahamas Red Cross President Edison Sumner says while the organization is prepared to do whatever it can to assist potential displaced residents, it still awaits word from the Ministry of Social Services.
Because of our partnership with the Ministry of Social Services, I'm certain they will reach out to us to see what support we are able to give, and when that time comes, we'll have to assess where we are. But there are other steady, outstanding current needs that we're addressing as well. And of course, once those persons who may be displaced because of the communities being torn down, then where we need to respond, we'd have to respond. But then that's when we pull into our innovative side to see where resources can be found to support those persons who are in need.
A visit to Saudi Arabia's largest tech hub, King Abdul Aziz City for Science and Technology, was one of the major components of Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper's visit to that country. The minister adds that with tourism as the country's #1 industry, it must also drive innovation and the advancement of technology. Now, during that visit, he says the minister for Grand Bahama had the opportunity to engage the tech hub's president and discuss scholarships, best practices, and possible funding for tech entrepreneurs.
There is great enthusiasm for a partnership with the Bahamas, and we believe that this will be one of our key strategic partners moving forward. They have been doing the tech hub and in the technology business for at least 50 years. There are some things that we can learn from what they have done, and we want to encourage young Bahamians who may be abroad really to come back, make a contribution to this growing, vibrant industry.
Additionally, there was also a meeting with Saudi Arabia's Ministry of Tourism's Air Connectivity Unit intended to build new routes for Saudi Airlines and the new Riyadh Airlines. The minister is hopeful that the Bahamas will serve as a hub for the airline in the Caribbean and Latin America.
We hope to continue to build connectivity between Bahamas Air and Saudi Airlines, who fly now directly to New York. We are working along with our tourism executives to ensure that we encourage multi-destination travel, whether it's New York to Nassau, or when we get a direct service, whether it's Nassau to some other country in the Caribbean. So really the longer-term strategy is to collaborate while we compete. And this is what's going to strengthen our product. Air connectivity is key.
And And still to come, Milo Butler & Sons reopens its doors. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Full Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you're trying to accomplish. We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Since they were on sale, Monique couldn't resist things she didn't need. And neither did Bruno. Hungry for deals? You better come and satisfy that hunger for only $20 at KFC before doing something crazy. Get 8 pieces of juicy, fresh, in-store prepared KFC fried chicken and hot golden fries for only $20. A finger-licking good deal.
You can find it all at Builders Mall. From cement, lumber, block, plumbing, and electrical to paint, lights, vanities, and tiles. Not to mention all the tools you could possibly need to get the job done. Say if you're starting a major project, adding the finishing touches, or just doing some repair or rental work around the house. FYP, the Paint Center, and Tile King can help. Stop by or call 601-8453. Located 69 Wolf Road, Nassau. You can find it all at Builders Mall. Building, painting, and tiling, the Bahamas.
From the creators of I Am Ariel, and Jonathan's World presents another original production this National Heroes Month. From whence we came and beyond. On October 13th through the 15th, the history of the Bahamas comes to life. This 50th anniversary of independence, experience one of the most epic shows on a Broadway scale. Live on stage like you've never seen it. 3 days only.
A heated, controversial LGBTQI lecture series at the University of the Bahamas' Performing Arts Center is just one of many events marking Pride Week here in the Bahamas. Desmond Saunders joins us live from the university's campus with the latest. Good evening, Desmond.
Well, Dawn, that lecture has ended, as you can tell by the empty chairs at the back of me. But the Bahamas Christian Council continuing its public outrage against the LGBTQI public lecture stage here at the University of the Bahamas Performing Arts Center this afternoon. Some 50 members sitting in at the event at the institution's Performing Arts Center earlier today. Council members hoping to send a clear message to the wider community.
And so we're here as members of the public to come and represent the interests of God. So we want to hear what is being presented so that we could, I think we're being invited to do our own event, so we want to hear what we will respond to.
The group's relentless campaign started last week when they called for the lecture to be canceled to honor the country's traditional Christian values. And now today, members banded at the Old Reef restaurant, walking to UB's Performing Arts Center as an act of solidarity.
We are not picking on anybody. We represent Christ. And we want the country to know we will stand for righteousness, whether it's heterosexual, whether it's homosexual, whatever sexual you are. We are here for the things of Christ.
Black Bahamian Subject Formation, from non-subject to subject part 2, the theme of today's lecture. The event attracting top experts from academia and civil society. Some UB officials refusing an interview at the event, but the institution releasing a statement earlier this week noting forums such as this are the places where, as a part of UB's development mandate, our national spirit will be enriched and developed as people with differing views engage in civil discourse and our students and citizens develop a better understanding of different viewpoints. President of the Union of Tertiary Educators, Daniel Thompson.
Listen to what they have to say, and when we return to our own sphere, our own space, in our own congregations, we are able to now speak very intelligently, because we already have spiritual out of this home. We can then speak very intelligently about what is happening in our society, and whether you realize it or not, it's not just happening in our society, it's happening in our churches, in our schools, in our jobs, in our communities.
Activist Erin Green feels the lecture speaks to the wider problem within the gay community.
And so while you can hold your position that you don't agree with something, you also have to hold a boundary that your disagreement doesn't allow you to be violent towards someone. And also, it calls you to recognize how violence operates and how you may be being violent even when you're not being physically aggressive towards somebody.
Now, today's event, part of events marking Gay Pride Week in the Capitol. Now, while there was a strong police presence at today's lecture, tempers flared between the groups. And this is a story that we will continue to follow and bring to you. Live here at the Performing Arts Center, University of the Bahamas, Desmond Saunders, The Bahamas Tonight.
Thanks a lot, Desmond. Well, 30 colleges and universities will showcase what they have to offer at a college fair hosted by the Golden Gates constituency this coming Friday. The fair will run between 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Andre Rogers Stadium. It's the goal of Area Member of Parliament Pia Glover-Roll, who is a partner in this event, to give the gift of education to deserving students in the community she represents. College fair organizer Bridget Francis is encouraging male students to attend the fair as the remaining scholarship to Houston Tillotson University is still up for grabs.
I'm asking for all of them now to bring all the young men to the college fair. Besides Houston Tillotson, we have over 30 universities in town from Canada and United States. The Lobos Foundation will be there on Friday, Andre Rogers Stadium, between 10 to 1 and 6 to 9 p.m. And they are offering full ride scholarship for 4 years to the University of Central Florida. We have aviation scholarship. We have every type of scholarship being offered by universities.
Students across the country attending a UNESCO climate change workshop recently. The goal is to empower them with the knowledge, skills, and values needed to act as an agents of change in the climate change fight. The workshop comes as countries globally, like the Bahamas, are grappling with rising sea levels, hotter temperatures, and more severe storms. Minister of Education, the Honorable Gladys Hannah Martin, told the students that everyone has a role to play in mitigating the impact of climate change.
I say to you, don't be mediocre. This climate change debate is about mediocrity. It's about the inability of a collective human society and in every country to be able to make sense of what is happening around and how economies manage themselves. And the thing about these economies, you have the wealth at the top, and then you look at the disparity globally, but we are all paying a price.
The workshop was the first of its kind in the country, engaging students from 6 family islands.
I know that climate change is a really serious issue in the Bahamas, and I know that we are vulnerable, seriously. And I think that it's very important that young people learn about it and that we are aware so that we can go back to our various islands and our schools and tell other young persons so that they can also become ambassadors like us.
The free pilot breakfast program underway at selected primary schools nationwide. The initiative is costing the government $1 million for the academic year, with students benefiting from nutritious breakfast meals 3 days a week. Education Minister, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, noted that it's all in an effort to improve school attendance and productivity among students.
This is a paradigm in education that's not on the script and is not necessarily directly related, but it is so critical in so many ways to student performance, to student attendance, and to the health of young people and children.
The nation's chief prime minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, stopped by Columbus Primary School where the breakfast program was in full swing. He says some 2,500 children in primary schools across the country will benefit from this program.
We recognize that a child who's suffering from hunger pangs will have very difficulty learning and focusing. And we appreciate that the high cost of living that we're experiencing now, families are struggling. And we don't want children not to attend school because their parents are unable to feed them or give them breakfast.
After being closed for several months, Milo Butler & Sons is now open for business. Tonight, Carla Palmer tells us about the myriad of changes taking place at that family-owned business.
Maybe closer to 60 years or 65 years that we have actually been in this community as a retail store.
That's how long the store, Milo B. Butler & Sons Bargain Mart, has been operating in the Baines and Grantstown community here in New Providence. And so it reasons to understand its impact on residents as a cornerstone of that community. Chief Executive Officer is Alan Butler.
We grew in the community, and the community grew with us.
And after more than 5 decades in this one location, unforeseen circumstances saw the business close its doors in November of 2022, only to reopen in June this year. Allen says they wanted to be a part of the 50th anniversary of independence with a view to empowering Bahamians.
Circumstances were economic for the most part. Downsizing and restructuring to kind of see what the way forward should really look like. And so therefore, in order to see how we can best impact the community and impact our presence, we had to safeguard this by closing it down and trying to see exactly what would it look like moving forward from that perspective.
What does it look like now?
We're trying to engage into a situation whereby we are more Bahamian oriented, and that we are trying to see how best we could make it a Bahamian store where Bahamian items, for the most part, are manufactured goods, be it meats, produce, things along that line, and crafts that Bahamians make, because we see the significance of us becoming self-sufficient, of us having food security in this country. And so therefore, we thought that this space would be a great space for something along that lines happen.
In addition to the setup, a lot has changed here at the store. In fact, space is being made available for rental booths.
The aim is not really to have hirings of our own, but to try to get people to come in and sell their products themselves that they make, that could show authenticity of Bahamian products.
The store has even changed its hours from 7 to 3 days a week, opening on Thursdays through Saturdays. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carla Palmer.
Thanks a lot, Carla. A charred palm tree and black mangled metal sits among a stack of car parts on Wolf Road. It's the scene of that late afternoon blaze at Universal Car Links just west of Collins Avenue, which we can confirm left 2 men injured. Officials on the scene say the blaze broke up shortly before 4, with the first emergency fire service vehicle arriving some 5 minutes after the hour. EMS on the scene treating 1 man with apparent minor cuts and burns and another 4 serious secondary burns to the ankle, stomach, and arms. Not much is currently known about what caused the flames to ignite, but what we can tell you is that emergency fire services officials have reportedly only classified the fire as a partial loss. Marcellus Hall joins us in the studio with a check on what's coming up in sports. Marcellus?
Coming up in sports for you tonight, we'll give you a look at a showdown as the defending champions take the field. We'll tell you all about it just ahead in sports.
Corval Pythram. State Minister Miles LaRota recently assumed responsibilities for telecoms. And to hit the ground running, he paid a courtesy call here at BTC.
It was my first meeting with the whole board and the executive team members. I like the plan that BTC have, not only for New Providence and Grand Bahama, but also the Southern Islands. There's a segment of our society who depends on the benevolence of companies like BTC. I have no doubt that this will be a fruitful relationship.
I feel very privileged to have Minister LaRota here and engaged. And I think this is going to only point to continued success for us in partnership with the government of the Bahamas. And it was wonderful today to have him here in our offices and to have an engaging conversation on our vision, our plans here in Q4 and all of 2024 about how we're going to bring better broadband to this archipelago.
Minister LaRota comes into this new position with the energy and with the intelligence. You see his enthusiasm about getting that JUMP program going. We think it's going to make a big difference in the entire community, both here in Nassau, in Grand Bahama, and the rest of the Palmy Islands, just connecting the unconnected.
It was really an awesome opportunity to really speak to Minister LaRota about our workforce and the direction that we are taking as BTC as a company. Of course, culture has been a major factor, and so we spoke about some of the work that we continue to do in the business to make certain that every single day our employees understand that we have the best employee value proposition there is, not in the country, but in the world.
We are looking forward to working closely with Minister LaRota and building upon an already solid foundation. We continue to strive to be your choice. Faster, stronger, more reliable together. BTC Unstoppable. I'm Corval Pythram. Be well and be back here. Next, BTC Connection.
When you combine decadence, luxury, passion, and attention to detail, you've described Café Channy Noël and Patisserie. Signature authentic French macarons, croissants, pastries for breakfast and lunch will take you on a European Epicurean journey. Enjoy your favorite handcrafted cocktails, coffees, cappuccinos, espressos, and lattes. Life is sweet at Café Channy Noël.
Discovering the new savings is always special at Super Value and Quality supermarkets. Soy's mayonnaise, 30 ounce, $2.99. Rainbow Chunk tuna, 5 ounce, 2 for $1.89. Yellow onions, 3-pound bag, $2.99. Capri Sun apple or berry drinks, 10-pack, $3.99. Whole chickens, $1.99 per pound. Donate your change to help feed the Humane Society animals at Super Value and Quality supermarkets.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This World Menopause Awareness Month, celebrated throughout October, menopause health practitioner Patrice Lockhart is looking to better prepare women for their transition into menopause. October 18th is Menopause Awareness Day, and this year's theme is cardiovascular disease. Lockhart says once a woman enters her late 40s to 50, her risk for cardiovascular disease increases due to the decreased production of estrogen that also creates a balance between good and bad cholesterol.
As a woman goes into the perimenopausal phase, that estrogen begins to diminish. And when she goes into menopause and post, then she no longer has this support that her body has been having. And so it becomes a thing of when the cat's away, the mouse can play. So the bad cholesterol begins to build up, and that's why you see women in their late 40s and 50s, they begin to put on so much abdominal fat. They deal with the abdominal fat, triglycerides, which is fat in the blood, high blood pressure, cholesterol, etc.
Lockhart says women should know first that menopause is not a disease, but a natural possession.
Women deal with hot flashes and night sweats, which are the most common menopausal issues that women tend to think is menopause. And a lot of women make the mistake in thinking that because I don't have the hot flashes, because I don't have the night sweats, I don't have menopause. But menopause affects our brain. There's a part of our brain that is responsible for our emotions. And women, a lot of women are moody, a lot of women are irritable, a lot of women deal with lack of focus and concentration. A lot of women can't sleep. All of these are because menopause directly, the estrogen directly has an impact on helping our various areas of the brain to function.
You still have several weeks to get in on the Bahamas Red Cross Society's annual Grand Raffle, which will take place November 25th. The Society out in full force today to announce the launch of the raffle, and tickets up for grabs in this year's raffle, a 2020 fully loaded pre-owned Toyota Rush, cruises on board Royal Caribbean, the fast ferry tickets, washer, dryers, gas vouchers, and much, much more. The raffle is one of the Society's largest annual fundraisers as the Bahamas Red Cross now enters its 84th year.
The work of the Bahamas Red Cross Society touches the lives of countless individuals across the islands of the Bahamas on a daily basis. I wish to encourage all of our members in our society. I wish to encourage the individuals, corporations, small and medium-sized businesses, civil society organizations, government agencies, and others to support the work of the efforts of the Bahamas Red Cross Society.
Today is World Teachers Day. This year's theme is the teachers we need for the education we want. The global imperative to reverse the teacher shortage worldwide as teachers continue to leave the profession. This saying is true here in the Bahamas as salaries and working conditions have improved. Thankfully, though, the University of the Bahamas saw its largest cohort of teachers graduate this year. Most of them are now teaching the next generation in classes throughout the Bahamas, joining the more than 3,000 teachers in the public school system. Now we salute all teachers for their invaluable contributions.
In case you missed the news or want to stay ahead, subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on X, TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook.
Here at Solomon's, we don't just believe in great brands. We believe in creating unforgettable memories and celebrating everyday living with you and your family. Every aisle is filled with all you need, a great value with variety and a selection of all your favorite groceries and products, saving you time and keeping you on a budget. Great food changes everything. Shop at your local Solomon's for food, for family, for you.
What's a Sand Dollar rebate? It's the digital Bahamian dollar back in your wallet. Top up any Sand Dollar enabled digital wallet and make a purchase of $50 or more in Sand Dollars at Super Value, Quality Supermarkets, Solomon's Fresh Market, or Sawyer's Fresh Market. Get up to $25 back when you redeem your rebate online between September 15th and October 15th at sanddollar.bs/rebate. Rules and restrictions apply.
got termites and need to get rid of them fast, trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
Potholes have been paved in various communities throughout the island of Eleuthera. However, the question still remains as to when the road paving exercise by Caribbean Paving Solutions, a subsidiary of Bahama Striping Group of companies, will commence. It's a question we put to Executive Chairman Dominic Stirrup.
When we can start seeing asphalt on the road, it ain't gonna be 2023. Simply because of the fact that we have to secure the land, we have ordered a brand new asphalt plant. Materials will be in Eleuthera by the first week of December. And if we start to dig up the road before Christmas, y'all can be calling Minister, what's up, Minister, every day complaining about the road dig up. Then Minister will be calling me, and that's a good thing to do. So let's enjoy each other Christmas. So what's gonna happen, we're gonna shut down on December 15th, reopen up January 3rd, and on January 3rd, what the song say, road dig up? The road can be dig up.
And it's time now for a check on Family Island's weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, LaDawn. We have a few clouds this evening. Temperature 82 degrees, relative humidity 70%. We have northeast winds at 2 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,011.3 millibars. That is 29.86 inches. And your temperatures around the Family Islands, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 82 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Grand Key and Abaco, Marsh Harbor, 81 degrees. The Berry Islands, 83. Alistown, Bimini, 84 degrees, 82 in Harbor Island. Rockstown, Eleuthera, 81, Black Point, Exuma, Kemp Space, Andros, and Fresh Creek and Central Andros at 82 degrees. 81 in Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key. Georgetown, Exuma, 82, 82 in Rygat Island, Clarenstown, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Maguana, and Acklands. Matchetown, Inagua with a warm spot at 86 degrees, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 83 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Towel King, and the Paint Setter. For all areas tonight, right through Saturday, we're going to have light and variable winds with flat seas 1 to 3 feet over the ocean. Tide-wise, going to be low at 7:53 this evening, another low tide at 7:46 tomorrow morning. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. That's going to do it for your international travel, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned. The extended weather forecast is still ahead.
The Elizabeth Estates Public Library is joining in the country's 50th Independence Anniversary celebrations through a history exhibition dubbed Step into the Timeless Tapestry of Bahamian Heritage.
In our technology section, we have the different items we use today. We have a sewing machine, one that some kids may not have seen before. So we have a lot of items that some of our younger generation they would find really interesting to know that grandma and great-grandma used to use these things and they had to do these chores that is almost unimaginable to them.
And what would the library's exhibition be without a book display?
We do have a book display of Bahamian books, First of all, we have a bush medicine book. Like was mentioned, the medicinal factors of bush medicine, Bahamian history. We have a lot of Bahamian history books. You know, it's very important to learn about our history, or you will run the risk of repeating whatever bad decisions you don't want to make. We also have many books by Gail Saunders. We are displaying some of our books, which contains a lot of good nuggets. So come on in and come read. Just look around and enjoy yourselves. Bring your kids. It's for all ages. Our audience is for all ages.
I'm Adama Williams for Ed Talk. Want to stay in the know? Subscribe. Text 819-BMOE. That's 819-2663. Remember to like and subscribe to our social media platforms.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant here to educate you on the do's and don'ts at the service station. Here's what you don't do. Do not pull up from the pump without first checking that the nozzle has been removed from your car. Because if you pop this, that's about $600,000 to $30,000 to replace. These things ain't cheap. What you want to do is make sure that the nozzle has been removed, or just wait for the universal sign, which is the double tap.
Hi, Phil Swift here for the Flex Seal family of flood protection products. Our flood protection products are specifically designed to work together in order to create multiple layers of super strong protection. All these windows, doors, seams, and openings have all been sealed up tight. Now there's a new way to protect your home or business from damaging floodwaters. Get the removable Flex Seal family of flood protection products.
The most important thing in life is family, and whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Being under the tutelage of Mr. Adderley really has shaped the way I take my artistry.
He just was so much energy, and really exaggerated a lot. We was like, come on, Miss Adderley, it wasn't that bad.
So when we think about the legacy, we could not only think about the impact that it's had in the past, but also, of course, what it can do for our future generation.
When I first came to the choir, I had no confidence in myself. So the choir, through the tutelage of the late Cleopas Attlee, gave me the confidence I needed as a singer, as a praise and worship leader, and today a recording artist.
The night of the gala, I would want each of you to be on the lookout for amazing performances, heartfelt tributes, beautiful smiles, and a great time.
I heard a lot of mistakes.
Y'all just buried somebody.
Let's do that one more time.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Good evening, all. I'm Marcellus Hall. This is your ZNS Total Sports Check here on a Thursday. Yesterday, big matchup in the private school softball ranks. Senior boys going head-to-head. Amajal Knowles has the story.
The BAISS softball slate heating up, and yesterday we had an early season primetime matchup as the defending senior boys softball champions, the Nassau Christian Academy Crusaders, who technically were playing a home game, found themselves in a hostile environment, playing the SAC Big Red Machine on their home field. Early on, it would look like the home cooking would work in SAC's favor as their bats would find contact early and often. They would get out to a huge double-digit lead after 2 innings, with the score being 12-0. And it would look like the Crusaders would be in for a long day. But just like legendary Houston Rockets head coach Rudy Tomjanovich once said, never underestimate the heart of a champion. The Crusaders would mount a massive run in the 5th, not only evening the score, but managing to take the lead. Third baseman James Davis would take the mound in relief and mow down just about every batter he faced over the last inning and a half to help the Crusaders complete the epic comeback and hold on for the 2017 victory.
We had a bad first inning. They scored like
13 runs. So we just had to get that in and then get back to what we come here to do. No, we used to champions last year, so it keeps us motivated to get it again this year.
For the Crusaders head coach, he wanted to use this game as a litmus test to figure out where his team stood, and it's safe to say they passed with flying colors.
Okay, first, when we came here, this was our home game. Our home field is Freedom Farm, what we use, but because of circumstance, we decided to come here. I deliberately asked for the game to be played here because I wanted to see where my team was, because this is our second game. And the rain has messed us up with practice, so we were pretty rusty coming into this game. So I really wanted to see what they were capable of doing, and I got exactly what I wanted.
On the losing end, the final score, a tough one for the Big Red Machine. We got it with their coach to see what positive takeaways, if any, they could get from this game.
Well, our pitcher needs to know who can hit and who can't hit. We walked hitters or batters who were not any big hitters or threat against us. And then when the big hitters come in, they hit the ball. And that's where they scored most of their runs.
And BAI says softball action continuing today at various locations. Scores from those games in a later sportscast. For NSO Sports, I'm Amajal Knowles.
Second annual Reload Invitational Baseball Tournament set for this weekend. Perron Burrows is Reload Baseball president. He talked about the weekend's event.
We're going to start with a few of the Nassau teams on Friday evening, and then we're going to run Saturday all day from 8 a.m. Time has changed with the sunlight, so we have to bring it back to probably like 6:37. We're going to go straight through to Monday. Hopefully Monday we'll play off championships, playoffs, and then end the day with a group meeting with all the coaches, especially with the Family Islands, because we want to continue with development moving forward.
And the Bahamas will be represented at next month's Pan Am Games in Chile, not only in sports, but also from the administrative aspect. Charles Fisher tells us more.
Former Bahamas Olympic Committee President Wellington Miller will serve on the technical committee of the Games. This is not his first time having done so in Tokyo 2015 and Peru 2019. He will oversee some 5 disciplines.
We live up to the Pan Am standard and the International Olympic Committee standard, because the Pan Am game is right under the Olympic Committee. And then, you have a lot of people, a lot of others person there watching you or watching the game to see how it's done. And I'm being very fortunate to be called back after 4 years, that says that they were satisfied with the work you do. Because while you're there, you're working, you got to prepare a verbal report every morning to meetings at 8 o'clock, and then you got to prepare written reports. So it's a busy task.
Miller hoping more Bahamians will get an opportunity like this in the future to be on international committees.
I'm hoping that I'm making the inroad so that when they see things, when something is happening now, they could once again come to the Bahamas looking for someone to be on the technical committee. I mean, of course, you have to be knowledgeable, you have to be well known and well respected and be able to deliver.
The games being held at not the best time when most of the athletes have either shut down their season or in off-season mood.
For the South American country, it'll surely be a competitive one. But for the North American country, it might not be because of the, track and field is closed down at this time, and particularly for Chile. It'd be good for Chile because the game is being held there.
He leaves October 10th for the games and returns November 7th. Quite a long time. Already a gold medal for the Bahamas. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
All right, thanks, Fisher. Jazz Chisholm's MLB season is now over. Jazz and the Marlins eliminated yesterday by the Phillies, 7-1 in Game 2 of their best-of-3 wild-card series. Phillies scoring twice in the third. They added another in the fourth and 4 runs in the sixth. Marlins' lone run came in the ninth inning. As for Jazz, yet another rough game offensively for him. He finished 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. On Tuesday, family members and friends gathering at St. George's Anglican Church to pay their respects and share tributes to fellow Bahamian historian and former track president Alpheus Hawk Phillison. The former B3H president and world-renowned track enthusiast passed away last month at the age of 76. just 15 days after the death of his loving wife, Dawn. Now, as an advocate for the development of sports in the country, he served as co-captain of the St. John's University track team, president of the Pioneer Sporting Club, and president of the Bahamas Amateur Athletic Association from 1989 to 1997. He was also elected vice president of the Central American and Caribbean Athletic Confederation, as well as vice president of the North American, Central American, and Caribbean area. That was the Athletic Association there. Notable attendees at Memorial included former Prime Minister of the Right Honorable Perry Christie and NACAC President Mike Sands. And that's it, your Thursday night check on sports. We do have that Thursday final look at the weather. That's just ahead. Stay with us.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Cleopas was a warm, loving, caring individual, and that came out in the way he treated you. Sometimes it was just that hug that made you feel as though he was your best friend.
The choir and Mr. Adderley gave so much to me that I want to give so much more.
When I first came to the choir, I had no confidence in myself. So the choir, through the tutelage of the late Cleopas Adderley, gave me the confidence I needed as a singer, as a praise and worship leader, and today a recording artist.
I feel like that thick skin I developed in the choir, and that really helped to shape the rest of my journey.
I think the energy is going to be one of appreciation for all the work that he has sown into us, and it's going to be fun.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A brand that you can trust. Family Guardian.
Hello, everyone. This is Tony Williams back with a special promotion for BahamasAir.com and GoGo Florida. The $100 deposit is back, but it's only on your debit card. So whether you're renting that sedan, SUV, or spacious minivan for group or family trips, keep your cash in your pocket. Only Dollar Thrifty is making it convenient for you. Your $100 deposit held on your debit card. Available at Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, and Orlando. Book early and save your 8-passenger minivan for your holiday shopping spree.
First we plan, then we innovate, then we build. At Bahama Striping Group of Companies, we are committed to quality, to safety, and to service. We know that the road you take is just as important as your final destination. At Bahama Striping Group of Companies, it is our job to make sure the road and the ride are as smooth as possible. From striping roads to building them, we are the right choice, the trusted choice, the only choice to help you build your tomorrow.
Hey, Mom, can you look after Kaylee?
Sorry, I'll be out for a while dealing with my home and car insurance.
What? You know there's a newer way, right?
A new way?
Where have you been? Look, go to newerinsurance.com, log in, get your quote, buy your insurance, done. You can even use it to manage your claim.
Oh?
By the way, it's not newer. It's N-U-A. Where's she been?
Do it anyway with NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant back again with another episode on the do's and don'ts at a service station. Let's go. What you ain't gonna do is just pull up to any dispenser and put the nozzle inside your car without reading the signs. Because if you put the wrong fuel inside your car and the car mess up, you could be mad at us, all right? And then you have to walk or catch bus for about 3 to 18 months. What you're supposed to do is read the signs. We place signs all over the dispenser to tell you which fuel is which. Because you put the wrong one in your car, say bop, and you could be mad at us. You could be, oh, what happened to my car? No, it's you who ain't read. It say diesel, diesel, one word, diesel. You got up, and you mad at us. Read, that's all you have to do.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather in the tropics, we have Philippe, now some 295 miles to the south-southwest of Bermuda, moving towards the north at 14 miles per hour, maximum sustained wind just around 50 miles per hour, and we don't anticipate much change in that intensity over the next few days, as it is expected to move just to the west of Bermuda sometime tomorrow afternoon. Satellite pictures showing high pressure in control of our weather, and that will remain in place for the next few days. Tonight, we are looking at mainly clear skies with a low temperature of 79 degrees, and tomorrow partly sunny and very nice. High temperature around 87 degrees. Your extended weather forecast for the next 7 days. Beautiful weather right through Monday, but come Tuesday, seems as though we're going to have some showers and isolated thunderstorms in our forecast, which will be short-lived, by the way. But as of Wednesday, we'll see the sun start to come back out, and that will continue for the balance of the week. But those daytime temperatures, we will keep them in the upper 80s to low 90s, and your nighttime temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. LaDon?
Thanks a lot, Basil. And finally in news, more than 12 public figures and 2 non-governmental organizations set to be the center of the Trailblazer Awards on Saturday. It's an honor ceremony saluting Bahamian men and women who have gone above and beyond in their respective fields. Trailblazer Awards committee member Gina Rogers-Seeley says this year the board will honor those who have made tremendous strides in the fight towards gender equality.
We realized that there was a definite need, a void in our society to recognize and pay tribute and honor women in our society who have done and made incredible strides. Saying thank you is a good thing, and we did that, but we felt the need to do something as well, and to also rally the country and their family and supporters and the public around them.
Among the list of honorees are Minister of Education, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, attorney and advocate Marion Bethel, and psychologist Sandra Dean Patterson. Now, in addition to a screening of the gender equality documentary, Two-Faced, Rogers-Seeley explains what attendees can expect.
The event takes place at the Atlantis Theater on Paradise Island on Saturday, October 7th at 6 p.m. In addition to presenting these awards, we will also have some fantastic entertainment. We have the Lawrence Carroll Dance Academy dance troupe who will be performing. We also have a group called the Songbirds that does the theme song for the documentary.
Well, that does it for the Bahamas tonight. The National Report for all of us here at ZNS. I'm LaDon Davis. Make it a great evening, everyone.